SmartCaster is a program that supports translating data points into English. It operates as a reporting tool, implementing natural language generation to produce content. It takes domain-specific information, such as weather or the stock market, as input, assembles the syntax according to the parameters of the domain, and prints a report in plain English. The largest aspect of natural language generation is syntax construction. Piecing sentences together seems almost intuitive to us, but the way we understand strings of words is by their order. The model of a context-free grammar allows us to define a set of grammatically correct production rules. We know that a typical sentence contains a subject and a predicate. If we delve in, we can see that they are just containers for a number of other possible phrases, which in turn are just grammatical rules for how a particular phrase is constructed. In this case, we know where a word of a particular part of speech, such as a noun or a verb, lies in the sequence. What we're left with is a string of words assembled according to these rules. But when generating these lines, we need guidance. How do we know what words we need to throw together? Or for that matter, what kinds of words we need? How do we even start? A program needs context before constructing any kind of coherent sentence. When it comes to reporting, we need to be aware of the terminology used. We need to consider what is expected when speaking on certain subjects. In the case of weather, temperature, humidity, and wind speed are typical data points. Even those values have values specific to them. The amount of context in a domain determines how much syntax is produced. We don't want nonsense when reporting information, and SmartCaster needs to know what the reader wants to know. Only then can it assign the proper words to these strings of syntax. Now I will be performing a demonstration from my command line. Currently, SmartCaster operates in two domains, weather and stock. Weather has three subjects in its domain: temperature, humidity, and wind speed, as are defined here, whereas the stock exchange has one, just for the value of the stock. And what you see here is the contents actually being assembled and the values being assigned accordingly. If we run it again, we will be able to see invalid markers eventually popping up and denoting that more subjects cannot be assigned, as it is here in weather. Cannot find suitable syntax for sentence phrase merely indicates that the sentence cannot be iterated again, or there will be more subject tags than actual subjects in this content. But what we ultimately end up with is this nicely formatted line. The value of Bank of America is 24.16, or here. The temperature in Washington, D.C. is 63 degrees Fahrenheit, and so on. Natural language processing is a growing field in computing. The Natural Language Toolkit Natural language processing is a growing field in computing. The Natural Language Toolkit and Alchemy Language are just two examples of powerful tools that can perform textual analysis. They can extract entities and even detect sentiments against those entities. Automated storytelling is the forefront of this field in an attempt to merge cold logic and a familiar art form. Back in 2016, the Washington Post's heliograph bot reported on the Rio Olympics, providing Twitter updates in the form of schedules, medal tallies, and event results. Language is merely a mean of conveying our ideas. It lends understanding because we have an understanding of the syntax. So when reporting on such simple ideas, such as updates based on factual data, why shouldn't we automate its production? SmartCaster, thank you for watching.